Pune is burnt. Shahji is left desolated, devastated, nowhere to go. His territory is gone. His beautiful city Pune was covered black with smoke. He had nowhere to go. What will he do now? Shahji lost a father-in-law, but she lost her father. And she lost her 3 brothers. Enough is enough. It was then and there itself that she conceived an idea of an independent Swarajya, an independent kingdom ruled by local Hindus. This was where she decided that if no one else, I will stand up for my people. I will stand up for my Maratha community. I will stand up for my Maratha warriors. So now is the year 1629. Pune is burnt. Shahji is desolated. He has nowhere to go. He has left the Nizamshahi. And in all of this, the Mughals decide to attack the Nizamshahi. 1629. The Mughals attack the Nizamshahi. And during this attack, Shahji takes an opportunity and writes a letter to the Mughals saying that he wants to now enter into their service. And Shah Jahan, who knew the power of Shahji, immediately accepts him. He not only takes him, he also allows his son, that is Sambhaji. I hope you remember the first son of Shahji Raje Bhosale was Sambhaji Bhosale. Both Shahji and Sambhaji now enter into the Mughal service. Shahji is of course given a higher rank with a higher salary, and Sambhaji is taken at a lower salary but taken in. The following 2 years, the Mughals intensify their attack on the Nizamshahi. So now comes 1631. In 1631, two very significant events take place. First, the Mughals are able to locate and catch that traitor Khan Jahan Lodhi. You remember the rebel who had decided to give up the entire Mughal Deccan territory to the Nizamshahi? That Khan Jahan Lodhi is captured and killed in 1631. This is one event. And now another significant event is going to happen in 1631. As the Mughal pressure is increasing on the Nizamshah, there is a lot of pressure on the Nizamshahi emperor to release Fateh Khan from the prison. Do you remember who is Fateh Khan? Fateh Khan was the son of Malik Ambar who was put in prison due to some misunderstanding. The Nizamshahi agrees. He understands that such a warrior general of Fateh Khan's stature is required by us to fight the Mughals. So Fateh Khan is released in 1631. What does Fateh Khan do? As soon as he is released, he is given the top leadership of the Nizamshahi Empire. This, however, does not go well with a certain Mukarrab Khan, who is the army leader of the Nizamshahi. And as soon as Fateh Khan is released, Mukarrab Khan, who is the army leader of Nizamshahi, deflects to the Mughal camp. He leaves Nizamshahi and joins the Mughal camp. And here, Fateh Khan takes control. But as soon as he takes control, the first action that he takes is to imprison the very Nizamshah who has just ordered his release. So Fateh Khan comes out of prison, takes over leadership, and then captures the Nizamshah emperor and puts him in prison. And then does what? Writes a letter. Fateh Khan writes a letter to whom? To Shah Jahan, the Mughal emperor, and tells him with pride, do you know what I did? Your arch enemy, Nizamshah, I've put him in prison. Tell me what to do. Shah Jahan writes back, execute him, kill him. Fateh Khan agrees. He goes to the prison and Nizamshah is executed. He is killed. Fateh Khan becomes the all-in-all powerhouse. And then just for namesake, he establishes the 10-year-old son of this Nizamshah as the Nizamshah Sultan, and in his name, Fateh Khan now controls the entire Nizamshah Empire. And apart from that, he continues to send tributes to the Mughal Empire on the behalf of Nizamshah. Now, due to this event, one another twist takes place. When Shahji had joined the Mughal service, he had on his own gifted some Nizamshahi territory to the Mughals. Now this territory is not the Pune area. Pune area is very close to Shahji Raje and he therefore keeps it for himself. But there was certain other territory of the Nizamshahi Empire which he was ruling and he gifts it to the Mughals. But now, since Shah Jahan, the Mughal emperor, is in good terms with Fateh Khan who is leading the Nizamshahi, Shah Jahan, as a good gesture, decides to hand over that additional territory gifted by Shahji to the Mughals back to Fateh Khan, back to the Nizamshahi. I hope you understood the sequence of events. Shahji had left Nizamshah. When he left Nizamshah, he handed over some extra additional territory of the Nizamshah to the Mughals. Mughals at that time were enemies of the Nizamshah. Now, due to Fateh Khan's story, Mughals, that is Shah Jahan, and Fateh Khan, that is Nizamshah, become friends. So Shah Jahan says, this extra territory that we are controlling actually belongs to you, so you take it back. Now, this territory was actually gifted by Shahji. He was not even consulted by Shah Jahan before gifting over that property to Fateh Khan. This enrages Shahji Raje Bhosale and he quits Mughal service. He is back on his own. But he does not give up the Pune territory. He is still in control of the Pune Jagir. But he is now on his own once again. The specific territories which were in Shahji's control at that time were Pune, Chakan, Junnar, Nasik, Trembak and Sangamner. So this entire area falls within Maharashtra. In and around Pune, this entire area, Shahji was now independently ruling. Now you might feel, how is it that these big Islamic forces are allowing Shahji to rule like this independently? They were not. Actually, Shahji at that time was being supported by Adil Shah. What a twist of turns. Adil Shah says, oh, you're going against Mughals? We will support you. And Adil Shah supports Shahji Raje Bhosale to start gaining control over these various territories. Shahji becomes more ambitious and starts taking over more and more territories to expand his influence. There is this one story of one fort called as the Galna Fort. This Galna Fort was under the control of the Nizamshahi, and a certain Mahmud Khan was the commander of that fort. Now Mahmud Khan was loyal to the original Nizamshah and he was very upset with this Fateh Khan guy because of what he did. He cheated the Nizamshah, put him in prison and even killed him. So this Mahmud Khan becomes very upset and he contacts Shahji and says, you come here and take this fort also. I am open and willing to surrender it right now. I don't want this to be under Nizamshahi control. I hate that Fateh Khan now. Take it. So Shahji Raje Bhosale accepts that particular offer and sets out with his men to take over Galna Fort. Meanwhile, near Galna Fort, there is another fort called as the Laling Fort. Laling Fort is under the control of the Mughals. They come to know through their spies that this Mahmud Khan is handing over the fort to Shahji. They immediately inform Khan Zaman. I hope you remember who Khan Zaman was. He was the son of Mahabad Khan, who is the Subedar of the Deccan, right, for the Mughals. So they inform Khan Zaman. Khan Zaman very intelligently contacts Mahmud Khan and tells him, don't hand over the fort to Shahji. Don't do that. In fact, if you refrain from giving the fort to Shahji, you will receive the grace of Shah Jahan. The emperor will then bestow his mercy on you and gift you with lot of precious gems, this and that. And Mahmud Khan, under that particular allurement, surrenders, gives in, and hands over the fort to Mughals. So before Shahji even reaches the Galna Fort, the fort is with the Mughals. And as Shahji came there, he realized what had just happened. He had no option but to retreat. And this fort eventually resulted in adding to the revenue of the Mughal treasury. You know how much? 6 lakh rupees. 6 lakh per annum was the revenue that was being contributed by this one fort to the Mughal treasury. Because they were collecting taxes also, right? So whenever a particular ruler rules over a particular territory, whatever is being produced there, taxes are to be collected. And those taxes go into the treasury of the empire. Some of those taxes are kept with the local Jagirdar to rule over the entire place, to administer, to give security, but the remaining goes to the central treasury. 6 lakh per year from this one fort. This is the genius of Khan Zaman. In time, swift action. Before Shahji could come, game over. This event happened on the 7th of October 1632. Now comes the year 1633, a defining moment in the history of the Nizamshahi. A very important story takes place. Daulatabad, do you remember this place? This was the place where the Nizamshahi was shifted, and the fort from which they were ruling was called as the Daulatabad Fort. Now you should all know Daulatabad was a name given to that place by the Tughlaqs. Before the Tughlaqs, this place was called as Devgiri. And since the Tughlaqs changed that name to Daulatabad, it continued for generations and generations. So the Daulatabad Fort, it is from this place that the Nizamshahi Empire is being run. 1633, what happens? To understand this story, I need to first of all give you a geographical explanation of how this Daulatabad Fort was built. Let me explain. So Daulatabad Fort, the center main building was about 180 meters in height, and this building structure was called as the Kala Court. This Kala Court building, the central structure of the fort, was surrounded by a huge wall which was around 45 meters in height, and around this wall there was a water body, a ditch full of water, which was around 15 meters wide and 10 meters deep, which means the only way you could enter the Kala Court, the main area, the main fort, was through a tunnel. Now this was a very strategic move to surround the whole fort with water. Now surrounding the water body, surrounding the ditch, was built another wall. And the area between the ditch and that outer wall was called as the Maha-Court. So I'll again explain. There is the Kala Court, the center building, surrounded by a wall. The wall is surrounded by a body of water, that is a ditch which is around 15 meters in width. Beyond that particular ditch, surrounding the ditch is another wall. And the area between the ditch and this outer wall is called as Maha-Court. And do you know what? Surrounding this outer wall was another outermost wall, and the area between the outermost wall and the inner wall, that area was called as the Amber Court. So I'll draw it for you. So please forgive my drawing, but I need to explain this to you. So this is the main Kala Court building. Okay? Surrounding this building is a wall. Okay? This is surrounding the whole building. Now the height of this building is 180 meters and the height of this wall is around 45 meters. Now surrounding this entire wall is one body of water. Okay? There is this body of water which is surrounding the whole fort. It's a ditch. The width is around 15 meters and the depth is around 10 meters. Surrounding this particular body of water is one wall, a big wall. And this particular area from the wall to the ditch is called as the Maha-Court. Okay? And then surrounding this wall is another wall. And this particular area is called as the Amber Court. So is everything clear? So if you see from outside in, there is the Amber Court, then there is the Maha Court, then there is the ditch, then there is the inner wall, and then there is the Kala Court, the main structure. The only way you can enter here is through a tunnel. This was the level of architecture and security that was built for this Daulatabad Fort. Let's move back to the story. One more fact I can present to you is the outermost wall circumference is about 4.5 kilometers. That is the size. The fort is still there for all of us to go and see. This is our history. So now let's move on in the story. As you remember, Shahji is now on a rampant spree trying to acquire more and more Nizamshahi territory. He is spurred on by the Adil Shahi completely supporting him. So Shahji becomes very ambitious and he asks for Adil Shahi help to help him capture this Daulatabad Fort. He says, enough is enough. Let's capture the Daulatabad Fort. Nizamshahi is finished. Adil Shahi agrees. News reaches Fateh Khan, who is there within that Daulatabad Fort. He panics. Shahji and Adil Shahi are going to combine attack him within the Daulatabad Fort. He panics and writes a letter to Mahabat Khan, the Mughal Subedar of the Deccan, and tells Mahabad Khan, I surrender to the Mughals. Please take this fort under your captivity and please spare my life. Mahabad Khan agrees and decides to send his very powerful son, his very competent son Khan Zaman. I hope you remember him. He sends Khan Zaman to take control of the Daulatabad Fort. Mahabad Khan promises Khan Zaman that you go, I am coming from behind. So you start the attack. Consider yourself to be the advance party, and I will come from behind with another huge contingent of soldiers, and we together will take over this Daulatabad fort. But be very careful. Don't trust this Shahji and Adil Shah forces. They can cheat you. They can come from any sides. Be very, very cautious, alert and careful. So Khan Zaman leaves, and in few days Mahabad Khan also leaves. Both of them were stationed in this place called Burhanpur. You should know one thing. Burhanpur, which is a city in Madhya Pradesh, was the headquarters of the Mughal dynasty rule over the Deccan provinces. So the Mughal Deccan territory headquarters was Burhanpur. There was Mahabad Khan and his son Khan Zaman. Khan Zaman sets out, and behind him in few days Mahabad Khan sets out to come to Maharashtra, to Daulatabad, to capture this fort. The date on which Mahabad Khan leaves Burhanpur to come to Daulatabad is 31st December 1632. Khan Zaman of course reaches earlier. As soon as he reaches Daulatabad fort, he spots Shahji. He sees that Shahji is already ready there at the gates of the fort with a 4,000 cavalry strong army. Cavalry means horsemen. Shahji with 4,000 cavalry is already standing outside the Daulatabad fort. Khan Zaman decides to take the fight head on, and the war begins. Khan Zaman's army versus Shahji's army. And as per plan, as this fight was midway, another contingent of 4,000 strong cavalry come and join Shahji's battle force. Now these 4,000 are led by another powerful general named as Randaula Khan, who is a powerful and senior general of the Adil Shahi Sultanate. So Adil Shahi sends their support through this 4,000 strong cavalry under Randaula Khan to assist Shahji in taking over the Daulatabad fort. But Khan Zaman turns out to be too powerful for both of them combined. He defeats both of them. Now look at what Adil Shah is doing. On one side, they have sent this Randaula Khan to attack the fort and take control. On the other side, they are opening diplomatic channels. They are sending letters to Fateh Khan, who is stranded within that Daulatabad fort, and Adil Shah writes in that letter to Fateh Khan, don't surrender the fort to the Mughals. You keep it with you. Retain it. We will help you retain it. Don't give it to the Mughals. You are Nizamshah. Don't give it to the Mughals. You retain the fort. We will help you. We will send you all provisions required to run the fort. Plus, we will give you 3 lakh hones as a gift. Take it, but retain the fort. Don't give it. And Fateh Khan gets allured by this, and he agrees. He agrees to not surrender the fort to the Mughals. And as Mahabad Khan is on his way to Daulatabad, this event happens where Fateh Khan surrenders and practically backs out from giving the fort to the Mughals. Mahabad Khan becomes furious. He says, what nonsense. On one side you are calling us and telling us to take over the fort. On the other side you are entering into a deal where you are agreeing not to surrender it to us, but instead go and sit in the laps of that Adil Shah. So now do you know what Mahabad Khan does? He orders his son Khan Zaman, who is already present at the fort. He sends a letter to start surrounding the fort with his army and blocking all entrances to the fort. Entrance, exit, block everything. Let's see for how long these people survive within the fort. Meanwhile, Adil Shah, when he comes to know that Khan Zaman is now laying siege around the fort, he enforces the military within the fort with 600 more warriors. However, Khan Zaman does not deter, and he continues the siege. He blocks all entry points and exit points to the fort. This siege was set up by Khan Zaman on the 11th of February 1633. So understand, 31st December 1632 was when Mahabad Khan had left Burhanpur to come here. Khan Zaman was already here. In fact, he had come as an advance party. And now on 11th February 1633, that is almost 2 months later, he has now set up a siege around the Daulatabad Fort. Nobody is allowed to enter or exit. And to make matters worse, in few days, that is 1st of March 1633, Mahabad Khan arrives with his entire army to give more power to Khan Zaman. The siege becomes all powerful. Intense battle follows. From outside, Shahji Raje Bhosale is fighting this army. He is assisted by the Adil Shahi army led by Randaula Khan. Murar Jagdev is a part of the Adil Shahi army, and do you remember who Murar Jagdev was? So this very Murar Jagdev is now, along with Randaula Khan, supporting Shahji Raje in this particular attack to dismantle the siege of Khan Zaman around the Daulatabad Fort. And very intelligently, Shahji decides to cut off the supplies that were coming in to the army of Khan Zaman. But Mahabad Khan, the father of Khan Zaman, was very smart, very experienced general. He knew all these tactics would take place. He had very intelligently planned things in a way that come what may, all the communication, all the transportation, all the logistics, all the supplies will continue coming to this particular Khan Zaman's army very smoothly as possible. The siege will not get lifted. And on 9th of April 1633, they blow a mine. It's like a bomb. And this bomb breaks the outermost wall. And as soon as the outermost wall is broken, Khan Zaman's army enters inside. And Ambar Court, that is the outermost area, is captured on that particular day. Meanwhile, within the fort, the supplies are depleting. There is no more food left for them to eat because from outside, everything is blocked. Food cannot enter inside. The only food these people had was dead animals' meat. Nothing else was left, and that too was getting depleted. So they started losing hope from within the fort. Please remember, this strategy of laying siege around the fort is one of the very, very important and significant war strategies that you will hear in the days to come. These strategies were deployed even during Shivaji Maharaj's time. Very interesting and fascinating stories of such sieges I will tell you in future episodes. Now coming back to this story. 9th April, Ambar Court was captured. And 25th May, that is few days later, another mine was fired and the inner wall was breached. The inner wall means the wall which is second to the outermost wall. And due to that, even the Maha Court now gets captured, which means the Mughal army is now looking at that ditch. They have reached the inner circle. So now there is only the ditch left, the inner wall and the Kala Court left. That's it. And within the Kala Court are stranded all of these people, including Fateh Khan. They tried their best to survive, but within less than a month, that is 17th June, Fateh Khan comes out and surrenders to the Mughals. And how does he surrender? You remember that 10-year boy that he had installed on the throne? He hands over that Nizamshahi emperor, which is a small boy, to Khan Zaman and Mahabad Khan and surrenders. The Nizamshah emperor goes into the hands of the Mughals and he is imprisoned in the Gwalior fort. And Fateh Khan, as a result, gets a reward from the Mughals of 2 lakh hoons for doing all this. The Mughals land a huge victory. They are victorious. It was a great moment for them. But who was sad? Shahji Raje Bhosale. His whole ambition to capture Daulatabad and Nizamshah failed right in front of his eyes. But do you think he will stop? What he will now do? What will he plan? Whose support will he take? What will happen to the Nizamshah? Will it continue? What will be Adil Shahi's role now? What will be Mughal's role now? What will be Shahji's role now? What will be Qutub Shahi's role now? What's going to happen in this Deccan area post this surrender of Fateh Khan and the Daulatabad Fort to the Mughals is a very interesting series of events that we will be covering in our coming episodes. So please understand, I am telling you the stories now of the year 1632, 1633, and by then Shahji's illustrious son Shivaji is already born. In fact, when Shahji was completely mingled up in all of these events, his young baby was just 2 or 3 years old, Shivaji Maharaj. But right now, I'm focusing on explaining to you the story of Shahji Raje Bhosale. And once we finish this storyline of Shahji Raje Bhosale, then we switch back to 1630 and take the story from Shivaji Maharaj's point of view. I hope you are enjoying this video series. If you are really liking it, it is my humble request to all of you to please like this video. Looking forward to your comments. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Jai Hind.